Yo, what's up guys? I'm currently sitting in the Berlin hotel. We'll be here for the Summoners War European League of today and tomorrow, so if you want to check that out, that's definitely there. But I also, of course, do want to check out this video. I did forget my headset, so I'm using my phone, which might be really bad for the audio quality, but we'll just see how it is. I did already go to the Korea server, because in the Korea server, most of the time, they have the update a little bit earlier. So I do want to take this time to check out the new units, check out a bunch of the events, and a bunch of the good stuff. This thing looks good. This thing, like, okay. There's definitely high on... They're really good distribution on the stats, though. Like, really low base attack and really high base HP, base defense. I do like that point. Leader skills, defense for the attribute, not the greatest in there. Base speed's 102. It's not that bad, not that bad. I'm just gonna go through the skill previews from, like, the preview itself, and then just kind of look at how things go. We don't see the multipliers in here, and we don't see the cooldowns in here, but I'll go back through that later. So the skill 1 on all of them is going to be a strip, and then a damage according to your defense. Okay, that looks cool, that looks cool. Passive on this one is grants endure for 1 turn when an ally takes fatal damage. Okay. Oh, and it only affects once per turn, but okay, that sounds pretty decent. Recover your HP and then attack all allies, okay, and then provoke them. So this is the AoE provoke skill. Okay, not too sure if it's really that strong, but it sounds okay. But I think most of these units so far, how they read, they do kind of need a patch to be fully in effect where they're super strong. Kind of depends on the multipliers as well, because I can't see the multipliers from here. That's the guys with the data mining would have to do that for me. So this one is Aegis Cry. Okay, increase the defense of all allies for 2 turns, go in threat state. Okay, and then explaining threat state. Okay, so just defense buff threat state. That is just a simple fact to it, and then it's explaining all of threat state. Not the craziest, but how is this? Aegis Shell decreases the damage that are on allies received up to 35. Okay, and decrease the damage on you. Okay. Could be decent, could be decent. Really depends like how strong that skill 1 is going to be, but could be a something, could be a something. Let's go for wind. This is the one that was already showed in the preview itself as well. So we have once again the AoE provoke skill 3 is going to be... This is going to be the AoE hug. That's the part that I did miss in the previous preview. This seems to be an AoE hug like for the whole team, which might be an interesting thing, especially for Siege, I would say. More of Siege units, to be honest, than RTA units by the first look of it. Let's look at the LD. So first of all, we have a counters a random enemy when you're attacked. Okay. That's interesting that you counter something else than actually originally attacked you, which is definitely a interesting effect as well. And also on the counter hit, they will provide a death break. So this is actually a death break plus a strip, because I do think that you counter on the skill 1, unless that he counters with a complete different skill altogether. But yeah, okay, not too bad, not too crazy neither, but it sounds not too bad. Let's see about this. Attacks all enemies 2 times, deals proportions to your defense, yes, each hit leaves branding, and increase the cooldown with a 50 check. Okay. Interesting looking skill, but it is, since it is a double hit, you can do increase the double time as well. I did see a double increase on one of those units before. It's kind of a skill that doesn't really look like a multi-hit, but okay, interesting one, interesting one. Let's look at the cooldowns for what we can see. So we have the 50% on the S2 provoke going up to a 70. Cooldown is 3, which is definitely not that long. Skill 1 strip is going to go up towards 80. That's definitely not bad for a skill 1 as well. What do we have over here? 3 turn cooldown on the threat state. That is pretty short though. That is definitely pretty short. That sounds not too bad. Let's look at the skill of you. 4 turn skill, okay. And 70% check to get the increased cooldown. So 70 check times 2, that's definitely something that's going to be hitting. So far, I would not say that these units are right away super insane, but at least they have consistent scaling on their defense. All of them have super low base attack and really high base HP, so they're definitely good tanker units. Right now I would say more siege related than RTA related maybe, but with a small tweak on some of them, and you do know that they're gonna be in the balance patch at some point anyways, I do think that they could be pretty good altogether. So yeah, then let's go through all of the events, and there's a lot of events. So let's just first go through the notice to see if there's anything else that we would have to pick up on for just the general sense of like what is added in there. Let's see what's the easiest way. I think I have to just go through this. Yeah, first of all, we have the arena change. And with the arena change, people were saying like, oh yeah, but you're only looking at Guardian 3, but Guardian 1 is only 100 people right now. Yes and no, because the thing is they're going to be making multiple leagues. So for every 10,000 people that they have, they will create another league. So let's say, I think the maximum they mentioned was about 10. So with that, you could have 10 people in Legend, 10 people, or well, 10 times 25 people in G3, 10 times 50 people in G2, and that goes on down the list. I think that these numbers are exactly double the amount of what you normally get. Like the 750 plus 80 was Legend. This one was like 600 plus the 70. So that's just straight up the double amount, because they do make it bi-weekly rather than weekly right now. And I think that goes into effect. The tally will existing standards. Yeah, so this is kind of ambiguous for me. Like, what is the existing standards? Is this now the existing standards, or is the existing standards the prior version of it? So I don't know. That's like maybe this Sunday will still be the old version, and then they start with the new one, something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, now it's going to be every other tally. So in this case, so as is this, and then afterward, yeah, I think that this is going to be we'll place every other Sunday, so bi-weekly in that case. So yeah, okay. The time is still exactly the same. Yeah, that didn't change. Okay, and then they have the first league starting on the period after the 27th. Okay, so that's pretty much still having like the normal time for that. Rookie League. Okay, they get a bunch of stuff, mainly getting like a bunch of achievements. The achievements is actually pretty good. Like if you add all of these mystical scrolls on the new account, that's a good amount of mystical scrolls, not gonna lie. So that's definitely nice. I guess they also changed it in the Summoner's Way, because in the Summoner's Way, at some point you were asked to get like a 1300 ranking or something like that, but that's going to be different at that point. So that's definitely fine right there. Did they also change the times for the arena restricted periods? Okay, so this is, I guess, where they're going to be changing the arena thing. So that's going to be after the tally of this Sunday. So this Sunday is still going to be a normal one. Okay, that's totally fine. That makes sense. Then we also have the compensation. Yeah, I don't mind that compensation. Like down the arena anytime of the week, bro, for this kind of compensation. I don't mind that at all. Okay, so then we also have update rewards. Sure thing. We have a bunch of UI kind of changes right now. That's all to fine. That doesn't matter too much. We're also going to look at the new skins of the new units. I can check the preview of the skins of this as well, because we can see them over here. I would say dragons look pretty interesting. I would say that, yeah, a few of them look pretty interesting. I'm going to be looking at those in a second. I just have to remember which ones are in there, but I think I'll find them out. Then we also do have, as some people call, the Harry Potter event. No, this is you're the summoner. I did already check the video, you can check it out for yourself. And then we have the events altogether, which are a whole bunch of events. We have the 11th anniversary scroll once again. I will check if I can find through the Korea server, because currently I'm in the Korea server, because the Korea server actually has the update about 45 minutes earlier than any of the others. Plus I have to go to the come to his office in a bit to do the rehearsal and like the tech check for the casting and stuff, so I couldn't really make the video for that, so I wanted to do that over here. But we'll be checking if I can see the rates on this, because last time around the 10th anniversary scroll had a 0.05% chance for an LD, and that did mean that every what was it, 7 scrolls of this equal to 1 LD scroll. But that was for the 10th anniversary. So let's see if this is better or worse or the same. I expect kind of to be the same. Okay, so we have that. Yep, new skin. Looks actually kind of cool for Laura. Too bad, or Lauren. Too bad she's not really used that much anymore, but cool. Skills we just already looked at. Okay, then we have some new crafts and stuff. Yep. Okay, yeah, all not that interesting. Bunch of more free stuff, bunch of buyable stuff. Can't even read that from here, but Definitely will I be making a video on like what I would recommend to buy? Maybe not. Like it's kind of up to like what's how much you want to spend on those things as well. What I will have videos for is things because there is a Net 5 selection, but we'll talk about that kind of stuff in just a second. So let's first of all, I want to check out the skins of those new units. So first of all, I got to be checking out, of course, oracles, right? Oracles. Yeah, you definitely do see the overhaul over here, which makes it look a bit different. Let's see if they also changed the skills or did they just change the skins? Because that's also a thing that is interesting to see. They look somewhat similar. I think the skill animation is slightly different as well. It looks a little bit more sharp, but that could be me. She's still missing bombs. That part is important. Like that part didn't change. No, I think the skills look kind of the same. But skin-wise, they look pretty good. Yeah, that's definitely the old skill. Yeah, that's kind of the thing where you might really like the skin, but the skills are still looking the same. So I would say for oracles, I'd probably still be using the skin that I'm currently using. Let's see about dragons. Okay. There's a beast. I might take this for the dragons though, for my Grogan. Yo, this thing actually looking badass. Let's see how the base skin skill 3 looks for the Grogan. I think the Grogan I would definitely take this one. This looks pretty badass. Yo, this looks sharp. It's just, that's kind of the sad part, where the skin looks really cool, and then the skill animation is really like, yeah, we have like the most updated skin. That would be the point where I would say is like, this is kind of on the point where I would like to take the skill animation of a different skin, and then the skin of a, like the looks of the unit on a different style as the skill animations. That would actually be cool if they start implementing that. Let me know in the comments if you agree on that, because right now I would say that this is by far coolest looking dragon skin, and then you go for the skills and it's like the fuck, man. No, like, yeah, no, if they would update that, I think that is really a big misser that Kanto should have done, that you can still use the skills or the skin animations from the skills from another skin while using one of those, and maybe you can mix and match those throughout all of them, because I would say some of them, they look real good. Also, this one looks good. Well, then again, Zeratul doesn't really have that much of skill animation anyways. He just chomps people to death, and with the skill 2, it's just like a roar. So yeah, that part is not really going to be changing that much at all. As roar and smacking people. Yeah, I would say for Zeratul it's definitely fine. We had a few more. I did spot vampires. I kind of like that. It's not bad. Undines. No, I'm not a big fan of that unit altogether. Lucian. Lucian looks kind of badass. It just looks like this one block of hair is just like out of order, but not bad. People were referring him to Hisoka. I would definitely say for this one. Yeah, this is definitely some Hisoka vibe right there. Yo, actually Figaro has pretty badass. Yeah, I kind of like these. But then again, is it better than the Card Master, which is my favorite skin for the Lucians? Not too sure about that, but definitely in general, looking good. So then let's look at some of the events that we're having. We're having a whole bunch of events, and I do want to mention, I am probably thinking about making another new account just for this altogether as well. So let's see if I can get some 11-year scroll. Wait, can I check the rates of the 11-year scroll over here? Because that is going to be an interesting... So this is the 10-year scroll. Yes, sir, we do know. Where is the 11-year scroll? Is that already in there? I want to just see if there's same rates to it. Nope, they did not add this one in here. Sometimes they don't add this on all servers. So in Europe, they definitely have to do it by European laws. But in this one, it doesn't necessarily show. Yeah, this was the rate for the 10th anniversary scroll. But it doesn't show that for the 11 just yet. Maybe because I don't have the scroll. I'm not entirely sure on that. But I expect that to be 005 as well. But let's look at the other events. So we have a max upgraded selection unit. So that's full on Devilmont, which is really good as well. That's the thing that I really did like a lot last time with, I think, the booster or like the growth event or whatever it's called. that you could get a full-on Devilmont unit right away. So I do have a video on the tier lists of all of the normal elemental units. And you can check that one for saying like, okay, what would be my... Oh man, this mouse is being so bad. You can check from that one which one I would recommend you to choose, but I will be making a separate video probably somewhere mid next week on what unit I would recommend people to select in like early game, mid game, late game, that kind of stuff. But yeah, for example, things like Teshar, last year around Teshar was something that was a lot of picked up by a lot of people. If you want to have an early game account, definitely Teshar. But there's also a lot of options that you might want to go for, like a TOA clear unit, or you want to go for your first good arena unit. If you miss a Tiana, if you miss a Leo, there's a lot of good options that way. But I will be putting the link to the tier list of all of the normal elemental net 5's first link down in the description. Just for you to have like a reference of like, okay, maybe based on that tier list and then me explaining like where the unit is being picked, you might have like some interest on where do you want to pick out that unit. Then we also have the 100 times a, or well, 100 times 100. No, it's not that good. It's not that crazy. It's 100 plus 100. We're really insane. That skin is okay. Yes. Nice. Oh, this mouse is being ass. Stop being ass, mouse. Okay, we either scroll way too far, we scroll not that far at all. Okay, we also have lucky boxes in the game. Oh man, this mouse is giving me so much ace. Okay, we just have a shop with a whole bunch of stuff. You get these in there. Wait, if I just select those, at least I have some of the scrolls. Maybe from there I can check the rates. Okay, I have to go for the smooth touch on this one. Smooth touch, smooth touch. Okay, we have that new theme. Yep. There is also in this shop, there is an unlimited part on the shop, which I did see already. There's a lot of good things to buy in the shop in the first place. There's a lot of good things. Once again, good things, good stuff. Yeah, this is the like the unlimited shop, but it's gonna get more expensive the moment you buy more. So the thing is, normally they add unknown scrolls, but in this case they have mystical scrolls, which is definitely a change and a little bit of a up on that one. But most of the time you're just gonna get the unknown scrolls, or you're gonna get the mystical scrolls, you're gonna get the energy, and you go from there. So let's check out next event. We have the 10+1. But now it is a 10+1 that is actually a little bit better. I already checked from the notice. It is a use 10, get 1 mystical scroll. We're used to that one. But we never have seen that before for crystals, which is actually a pretty interesting one as well. And if you refund enough, you also get a bunch of other rewards. You're like, yeah, you get this one, which you get a lot of these for free. I'm not sure if this is the one where you get most of them for free. I'll use 200 and then you get another 20 for free. I'm not sure how many of these you can get for free, but it's looking like you get like about 220-ish of those, maybe more, probably more. That's a good amount right there. So yeah, the crystal refreshes or the crystal refunds, cashback, whatever you want to call it, it's definitely not bad. Then we have a best rune sharing event. I think that's just sharing a rune like, oh, look at my rune, look at my rune, look at my rune, that kind of shit. And then you just get the rewards from there. It's really not that special for anything else besides just that. Do you get actually good rewards on that? Like, yeah, I think you just have to... God damn it, mouse. Scuffed setup, let's go. Okay, yeah, select your route and share it. And then you get the rewards. I think it's as simple as that. Not the crazies of events. Yeah, not the crazies of events. Unless I'm missing something, I'm not 100% sure. Okay, and then we also have create your own Hall of Heroes. Times 10. Which is definitely one that will deserve its own video. I think I will be making it somewhere Wednesday because I'm going to be here in Berlin for a few days. Monday I'm going to be in my hometown for a drinking festival kind of thingy. And then probably Tuesday, hangover. Wednesday, got something very special for the Wednesday. Wednesday is probably also where I'm going to be doing my summon session on all of these scrolls. Wednesday I'm also going to be starting a podcast. So if you want to tune in for that, it's going to be 8 p.m. European time. And I do think I have a pretty cool set of guests. And that might be something that might be more of a recurring thing on my channel, both the YouTube channel and the Twitch channel, to do some podcasts. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, Wednesday 8 p.m. for that. So, and I think before that I will be doing the summons on my account. And I think starting Thursday I might do a new beginner account series, because these are actually a lot of cool stuff for beginner accounts, because having selection HOHs is definitely cool as well. And I think you can select throughout every HOH that has ever been there altogether. And that definitely makes it a little bit of a niche, like what is really good, what is bad, and what is usable for, once again, early game, mid game, late game, what kind of units do you want the dupes of, any of that kind of good stuff. I will once again link the 4-star, both the LD and the non-LD tier list that I do have, and maybe you can pick up a few units from there. But it's definitely a little bit more niche because not every unit was an HOH. We're kind of getting on the point that most units are HOHs. But it's definitely an interesting one where you can select your own HOHs. And at some point, it's also just good to do certain HOHs just simply for the skill ups itself or anything like that. Because getting 4-star skill ups, especially on new accounts, is definitely still a little bit difficult. And with that, I think we're through for all of the events. So yeah, that's that. And then we have a subscribe. And okay, that's just something like that. So in the end, I would say pretty nice events. There are a few extra events for beginner accounts, which I can't see on this one right now because I'm just simply not on a beginner account. But I will be making more of a showcase on that one the moment that I start the beginner account. I think it will be Thursday, maybe Friday that I start a beginner account. And then I would have to think about, like, is that going to be a series with a specific goal? Is it going to be a series where I just say, like, okay, until I get Guardian in a bunch of contents or something like that? Or anything like that. I'm not 100% sure. I do think that this time around I will be making a beginner account where I play it a little bit more slow pace and I play it a little bit less stressful, but I will be playing it a bunch of a longer time. So hope you enjoyed that. Also, I hope that the audio on this video is not going to be incredibly crap. But overall, I would say 10th anniversary events looking pretty good. Like the 11-year scrolls. Wait, let me see if I can check the 11-year scroll. Okay, you get those from here. Yep, give me those scrolls. Let me pull an LD5 on my career account right now. Let me see if I can check the rates right now. Is the rates in here right now? Doesn't seem to be. So I guess the moment it goes live on the Europe server, which is, I think, in about 15 minutes from recording at this moment that you're checking the video on the YouTube channel, it's definitely going to be there already. So you can be checking that out. I do expect them to have the same rates as the 10th anniversary scrolls, which were definitely cool scrolls in the first place. And you're definitely going to be seeing on Reddit some asshole pull in like 2 LD5s in a set of 10 or even 3 LD5s in a set of 10. And you'll be like, I didn't get any. Well, that's life. that ain't gonna change. So, guys, hope you enjoyed, or I hope you're gonna enjoy all of these events. I definitely do think they're pretty nice. New units, I think they could have a little bit of an extra, but by base they're already pretty good. I think like some of them need just a very small tweak to already be very good. Can we actually see what kind of awakenings they have? Resistance awakening, crit awakening. What do you have? Accuracy awakening, resistance awakening. Yeah, I could already see no speed awakening. So okay, bunch of accuracy. Only this one is more of a damage dealer by the sense of the crit awakening. Okay, so wouldn't necessarily say super OP or anything like, yo, this one gonna be hella crazy or something. I think that they're decent, but they could be looking pretty interesting. And we were making the reference to Biru from solo leveling. Now looking at the looks of this skill, isn't that the one which they used the trailer thumbnail kind of style, where you had like these freaking like claws close to the eye of like the main character in solo leveling? They definitely, this is dark Biru, this is light Biru, this is wind Biru, this is water Biru, that's fire Biru. These names don't matter anything. They're all Birus with an element. Okay, guys, thanks a lot for watching. I have to be going to the lobby to get picked up to go to the European offense to get ready for the cast later. Definitely check that out, 2 p.m. European time, so that's going to be in a few hours from posting this video as well. Hope you enjoyed that. See you at the Summons War European League, and otherwise, see you in the next video.